Right, hey. So, I mentioned on my previous stream that I have a Gameboy here that was in mint condition. I was very happy to see this come in. But after cleaning out that corrosion from the batteries that was left in there for so long, turns out that there's some lines on the screen. And as you can see, now that the contrast is way down, you can see those lines are not illuminating on the left and right side. And that's from this brown ribbon cable on the bottom not making good contact with the contact in the LCD. So let's see if I press here what will happen. In fact, that one went out. So there is a rubber pad there that's essentially pressing that down. Okay, so that worked there. So the idea is to reintroduce pressure and hopefully have it remain there. How far do I have to go for that final one? Right there. So if we were to add more pressure, would that be good enough? How can I attempt to simulate that? I have a tool. What do I do with that? That's okay. I just need a long, flat piece here. It's not quite flat. All right. Well, that's not quite a permanent fix. It's actually not a bad idea. That's all it needs. That's all it needs, right? Some more pressure. What's too much pressure, though? How do we get that final line there? On second to last on the left. Oh, was there an extra one on the far left? Yeah, there is. That's quite a few pixels out. So maybe we should go ahead and do that. heat method. So I want to remove this material here. It's just a piece of rubber that adds pressure to that vicinity. There has to be a piece of double-sided tape right there as well. So that's a little bit in the way. And the reason why I have the screen on still is I want to see if any pixels go out as I'm doing this. The idea here is I'm not pulling up on the tape, pulling away so that it doesn't lift. Okay, and that piece of tape will be replaced. Garbage. How can I get that both in the camera there? Sorry about the glare. There's just not much I could do about that. So as you can see, there's some tiny pins there. And one of these is responsible for that vertical line. Okay. Okay. Well. Well, that's not encouraging. So that line now went out. Well, how the diddly? All right. Well, this left side also doesn't want to do anything. Well, it indeed seems that putting pressure there makes it worse. So indeed, that's where the problem is. Looks like it might be better if I hold it at an angle so I could see without the glare. So apparently heat is supposed to be able to resolve this, so we shall see. What's up here? Here we go. Oh, yes. There's one more. Just that one. Wow. Okay. Let's get a little bit more precise and see which pins we're dealing with. Very last one. I mean, if this doesn't work. Oof. Alright, let's bust out the tools. Yeah, give me a sec while I grab some tools. Okay, and today we'll be using the JBC soldering station. Boom. And clear a spot here. So the idea here is to use low heat. And this is the most versatile soldering station on the market, so I would imagine that this one would be doing the trick. So let's just remove it and lower it as far to the lowest setting as we can go. Wow, it's actually going really low. We're going down. Oh, we're going down to 200 degrees. That's not bad. That we can handle. 200 degrees we could work with. So what I want to do, number one, so this is the tip here. Using a chisel tip, I want to see how it melts. Does leave a mark. What are we at? Okay, we've stabilized at 200 degrees. I'm going for the first pin. actually seem to work. Wow. Hmm. Sorry for the silence. Yeah, that's not that hot. Okay. Let's just take a moment and examine this one. So I believe I see the pin, second to last is going to be right here. Okay, I have to pause that for a moment. sounds great. Yeah, no worries. Okay. Okay, thank you. See you. Bye. Okay. So I know exactly the spot. Now what's the way to really resolve this? Is there a way to really resolve this? Are we at 200 degrees? Well, I can see the lip now. It's only like a fraction of a millimeter wide. Okay, what this needs is better pressure right there. Diddling with this is not going to resolve that. Okay, so, right. We've located where the pins need more pressure. We don't need to be doing any damage to them. So, we're free to add pressure. Simply across there. Yeah. I would say that does it. So it's crucial to have that pressure as high as possible. So this is probably a good example of the problem that we come in to poor engineering. Like, there's always so much you could repair. Where's that pin? I guess I could take the whole thing off and redo each and every pad there with some thermal conductive contact, but like, you could see how small this is. This is the size of tip of a chopstick right there. Where are we? So every pixel every pixel will work. Just needs more pressure. So let's have a look at the shell housing. Is there like a pressure bar that goes there? Not particularly. So it's basically that rubber piece, right? And it has to be butted up as high as possible. Now, I guess what I'd have to do is put a little bar there. Let's get a pointer out. So I'd have to put a bar. Because where is the bottom of the contact? It's not very low. What is all this plastic? So it's like from there to there. That's where the contact is. Let's see if I... Yeah, it's right there. It has to be right at the top, right? That's interesting. Is that a hopeless endeavor? I don't know. Pretty hopeless. Well, there's not much to do about this. I could add some thickness to it. I have like this comic book styrene separator. I mean, I could make a little shim there to add additional pressure. Well, that YouTube video I watched about this was seemingly wrong about that. I don't know how he got it to work just by putting glue gun there. I mean, a soldering iron there. Oh my, it worked. No, it stopped working. Oh, it worked. Whole row of them are out because there's probably like a main pin back here. kind of working. If we can get this end to just work, we don't have to come back to this side at all. Okay. What's a possible solution here? Is it the heat do anything? It's more so just the pressure. Just slight pressure. Just on the edge there. Alright. Well, that's the technology. That's the current technology we're still using today, so it is what it is. Like, we could be doing this on modern LCDs to repair lines and stuff like that, but like there's just so many lines. You can count these lines, these number of lines in your head. Some of these are not coming back at all, eh? There we go. All the way down there. What's going to be the trick here? What is the trick? Well, that did the trick. That's indeed doing the trick. And then this side. So, credit card works. Well, that means styrene would work, right? So, let's just bust out the styrene. And I'll cut a piece off. Very thin. Give me a minute. Get a better cutter. Alright. So we have a piece here. Just a little thin straight strip that we'll try to lay across. Okay, cut one end off. That fits. So the idea is to use this to add additional pressure across the way. Let's see how that pans out. Is that chopstick? Okay, obviously I'll have to glue that in place. Okay, the right end is responding. So I'm simulating the case, putting pressure here on this piece of styrene. Okay, that seems to work. Let's get some double-sided tape and put her in the front shell and see if that works. Let's just undust this screen ever so gently. There's a piece of glass, so I don't have to be too careful. That seems to be clean, my kiddo. Okay, so double-sided tape is what we need. Okay, let's try that again. Try it from this end. Try to get it all the way up. All the way up to the glass. that a good spot? Or is that too low? Let's see. No, that's exactly where it needs to go. All right. Perfect. Great. Fortunately, I can't see where that. Oh, there it is. All right. More pressure, the better, apparently. So that shiv piece will go butt up against the bottom of that glass, and then I'll take that rubber piece in with that excess double-sided tape, I guess. Hold it down to the same piece instead of having to layer them, because I believe that shim is going to be thick enough. That should do the trick. Okay. Let's get our shim in here. Maybe it's a little too long. Okay, that's a little too short. Okay, that should be perfect. So the reason why I say that is because it has enough to turn this on. Where was that? There it is. Right there. Perfect. And here, yep, just enough to turn that glass line on, and the rest will be turned on with pressure, which already seems to have made a difference just by putting that bar there. That's strange. Probably just playing with the pressure has caused it to make better connection there. And gently lay this in line over top and have that kind of seated. On that same double-sided tape. So if that puts pressure there, yeah, that should put pressure. Yeah, it might roll off. Okay, last step is to finally clean this LCD. Okay, it comes down a little bit on this side. I guess that's okay. Okay, so let's put it back in the shell. Can that be done while it's connected? I wonder. Not likely safely. Okay, so I guess we'll have to disconnect this then. Batteries out. Oh, I guess I can. Just plug it in. Yes, I can. It can be done. Alright, I'm going to do some of these here manually. So these are screws for the LCD. Hey, kiddo. And there's only screws on the left and right. I guess that's where it's getting the most pressure. Okay. Okay, well, in any case, that's partially held together. Let's just see where we're at now. That many frames I'm dropping. Okie dokie, moment of truth here. Okay, this side still has that pixel out. Let's see if I tighten that screw. What happens? Screw is tight. Pixel is still out. The left side pixels are still out. Screws are tight. Okay, so let's do a little manual manipulation here. So this is the right side. If I put pressure on the else from the back of the... Yeah, it does work. Okay, if I put pressure there, that works. If I put pressure here... Where would I put pressure? Nowhere seems to help, but this one... There. Boy, that's a drag. So there's not enough lateral pressure from just those two side screws, I suppose. I get most of the lines back, but not all of them. And then this right side, not even. Okay, what is the dealio, I wonder? Why is there not enough pressure? Well, those pixels are still out. Deceptikitty is telling me to call it quits. So there's a few on the left. There's one on the right. How many are on the left? Only a handful. Oh well, what can I do? Add more pressure. If I were to release the pressure right now, what would happen to those lines? So we have a handful of lines there. Let's just double check. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bands, I guess you could say. And as I loosen that screw, no change. Interesting. And the other side. Oh, I forgot about those buttons falling out there. Okay, buttons. Did our piece stay in place? No, it's stuck onto the other side, it seems. Fascinating. Okay. Okay, let's idea this here. Let's idea this right here. I don't know. I'm just going to have to put another sticky tack on top, I guess, so that this one stays in line where I need it to go, because on this side of the housing is also a sticky on that side as well. So maybe it just goes out of line. And considering that when I put pressure on the back, it doesn't make any difference, so it's probably not in the right spot. So off of there. And now, yeah, let's cut a new sticky. Not so long. Perfect. I don't want it to overlap. The glass. I just want it to go right over that edge, which it does. Great. Guess I'll tuck the excess down here. If that's going to work. Seems okay. Oh, these tweezers are down, eh? Poor tweezers. Oh darn, where did that black piece go? There it is. Seems to be in place. Okay. With enough pressure, that should do it. And then here. Alright, that seems to be in the right spot. Let's see if screwing that in does the trick. Okay. Screen's in place. I'm sure a screwdriver. Just gonna loosely tighten it. Do an inspection. Oh my, the right side has gone away. Amazing. Left side. If I tighten it. Oh, the left side is comes and goes. And the right side is better. Okay, so it has improved. So the right side is fully there. And the left side, a couple of glitches. Boy, oh boy. Well, what does that mean? If I release the pressure now, is it going to change? If I add pressure elsewhere, will it improve? It does. Yep, it does. I've almost got it. I'm down to 2 lines. I'm down to only 2 lines there. Oh, I've gained a line. Yeah, for real. 2.5 lines, I suppose. must be up here. Okay, that half a line is just about gone. And yeah, 2 lines now. 2 lines only. Okay, promising. Very promising. Very, very promising. What does that mean? More pressure? Oh well. I don't want to add a shim just in one spot. If I was going to add a shim, I would like it to be evenly distributed, because then there's like too much pressure in one spot and then there's like no pressure in another spot. And at this stage, if I release the pressure, how many lines come back? Yeah, a few lines. And the right side? Yeah, line comes back. Line comes back on the right side as well. Oh yeah, let's not forget the buttons, right? Buttons flying everywhere. So this pad stayed where I want it to be. Pretty much, eh? Or maybe it could be up more. Where's this one? How atrocious. I can't be spending too much time on this. Because realistically, I could just buy another one and replace it. Right, and the cost would be less. Okay. There's that. So what I think I might do is maybe move this up. And a little bit over the screen. Will that do the right thing? Didn't work at all. There. Let's get this other side nice and straight. So the idea here, it's a little bit up, and hopefully that'll center the pressure better on the shim I've made. Doesn't appear like it will, but let's hope it does. And that last one doesn't want to go away. Seems like that's the case. Oh, Game Boy. And not much has changed here. Sec, Technospace. Okay, I gotta run and meet a customer. Sorry about this, but yeah, we gotta cut it here. Thanks for watching, and no progress. Let's just tighten it up real quick and see what happens. Oh, it is tight. It is tight. Let's add some pressure in the sweet spots. Oh. No, right side is not fine. Pressing on the sweet spot does a little bit. Left side. Now 3.5 lines, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing one on the outside as well. Back to 2.5 lines. Kind of where we were last time. Yeah. Oh well. I'll revisit this a little bit later. Okay.